When it comes to futuristic racing games, one can't help but compare them to the gold standard franchises of the subgenre, F-Zero and Wipeout. Many games have drawn inspiration from both series, but can sometimes fall into the mindset that they're merely lesser versions of something better. I'm of the opinion that FAST RMX by Shinen doesn't fall into that mentality, and is an incredible futuristic racer that may wear its inspirations on its sleeve, but introduces mechanics that make it stand out amongst its contemporaries. And once again, it's a game that's been so much fun that I just wanted to talk about it. So with introductions out of the way, this is FAST RMX, a color-switching adrenaline rush.
Welcome to Cameron Crest. 3, 2, 1.
Developed as an enhanced port of the Wii U game Fast Racing Neo, and released as a launch title for the Nintendo Switch in 2017, Fast RMX is all about piloting your choice of racing machine through gravity-defying tracks at extreme speeds. While at first glance the game may look like standard anti-grav racing, it has one trick up its sleeve to make things interesting. Fast RMX's defining feature is the phase shifting mechanic, the core of the Fast Racing series gameplay since its humble beginnings on the Wii. The blue and orange colored highlights on every machine shows which phase it's currently in, and can be switched at any time with the press of a button. These colors also coincide with blue and orange areas of the track, like boost pads and jumps. The shifting premise is rather simple. A machine's phase color needs to match the track elements to use it. When the colors don't match, machines get slowed down or fail to make it through necessary areas of the track. It's a similar concept to the color switching mechanic from Ikaruga, or the Team Ink colors at Splatoon. In addition to phase shifting, your machine controls consist of acceleration and brakes, leaning to the left and right, and a boost button tied to a meter that's refilled through pickups on the track. Boosting also doubles as an offensive maneuver to spin out opponents in your way. As you can imagine with a game this fast, wipeouts from running headfirst into obstacles, crashes from making landings on guardrails, and falling off course comes with the experience. Fortunately, your race isn't immediately over, and respawning happens rather quickly. To give racers falling behind a fighting chance, the amount of boost meter they gain from pickups is greater, allowing you to boost longer and catch up with the leaders. And don't be afraid to boost often. Between boost pads and plenty of pickups on every track, you're encouraged to go fast in almost every opportunity. The track selection comes to a total of 36, which includes all 24 courses from Neo, 6 new to RMX, and another set of 6 remix courses added as post-launch DLC, which combine elements from some of the existing courses. The environments range from open-air raceways, to high-tech cities, deep oceans, dense rainforests, volcanic and icy plains, and even outer space. Each is filled with its share of hazards for you to navigate as quickly as possible, and consists of everything from moving walls to giant robots. The orange and blue track elements add another layer of complexity to track memorization, with some tracks making the visibility of the elements themselves its own challenge. All these factors combined can make learning the optimal racing line difficult at times, but once you've figured out your route, you'll be flying through every track like it's nothing, and look cool doing it. No futuristic racer is complete without a selection of high-speed vehicles, and Fast RMX gives you a choice of 15 different racing machines, each representing teams from countries around the world. 5 of the machines are new to this game, with the remaining 10 returning from Neo, but sporting new paint jobs. You'll start the game out with 4 machines and unlock the other 11. These vehicles aren't just for looks, as each comes with a unique balance of acceleration, top speed, boost ability, and weight. I mainly use the newly added VASP for prioritizing top speed, but can still make tight corners easily enough, and occasionally the Kamigori, my old favorite from Neo that excels in acceleration and boosting. It'll take some experimentation to figure out which machine best suits you, so it's worth checking out each new ride you unlock. There's nothing that compels you to go faster in a racing game like visuals and audio that make you feel like you're traveling at light speed, qualities that Fast RMX has in spades. Running at a silky smooth 60 frames per second at a 1080p resolution, RMX is quite the looker, with the tracks and machines sporting vivid color schemes and complemented with a motion blur effect to really sell the sense of speed. Every song is a high-tempo techno beat with catchy melodies to get you in the mood for racing. The sound effects on each machine as they boost, gain air, and crash fit perfectly for something moving at speeds over 1,000 miles per hour. The final touch to this game's presentation is the exciting announcer, who comes with plenty of one-liners and quips throughout the race. He may also sound familiar to some of you who are fans of another certain futuristic racing title, but I'll elaborate more on that in a bit.
With great speed comes great responsibility.
In terms of modes, most of your time will be spent playing in championships, which take you through all 36 tracks, divided into 12 cups of 3 races at a time, and 3 leagues that adjust the speed and AI difficulty. The subsonic and supersonic leagues will help you get adjusted to the game's mechanics, tracks, and machines, so by the time you start on hypersonic, you're ready for the challenges that come with the fastest speed. The AI rubber banding, especially on hypersonic, can be rather fickle. There will be some races where you can crash at seemingly inopportune moments and still finish first, or the leaders are near impossible to catch despite your best efforts. This also extends to winning championships, as opponents who are leading in points can sometimes place terribly, so you don't always have to get first every time to win overall. As you complete and unlock more cups in any of the 3 leagues, you'll gain the ability to play those tracks in both Time Trial and Hero Mode. Time Trials involve being the developer's best records for each track in all 3 leagues, and make for a great way to practice better racing lines. Hero Mode acts as an optional challenge for players who have mastered the game. You'll race on your choice of track and speed class, but with some extra conditions thrown into the mix. Up until now, you were able to boost off and run into things with little consequence. In Hero Mode, however, your boost meter now doubles as a health bar, which gets depleted when boosting or slamming against walls, and is replenished by hitting phase-colored elements or collecting boost pickups. Crashing or falling off course, however, immediately ends the race, and you'll have to start over. You must also finish in first place for the run to count as completed. You can retry the race as many times as you like, and the game will keep track of how many completions and attempts you've made. On top of all that, the tracks are also mirrored, so be careful not to habitually turn right when you're supposed to go left. Hero Mode is only for bragging rights and doesn't unlock anything. The reward is the challenge itself, so don't feel compelled to complete every track if you don't want to. Multiplayer consists of 2 to 4 player split screen, and up to 8 players via local wireless and online. Unfortunately, if you're looking for some online races nowadays, you'll have to do some searching for an online community to play with, as the player base dried up years ago. But from what I can remember of the races I experienced back in 2017, the connections worked well, and each race was a fun, fair fight between me and the other players, and not against any network issues. It's no secret that FAST RMX draws inspiration and makes references to the F-Zero series, so I wanted to point some of the homages out. Hero Mode adjusts RMX's gameplay to better resemble F-Zero's risk-reward system, with a change to a combined boost and health meter. The Fulcon Capital machine is obviously a reference to Captain Falcon, and with the new paint jobs from Neo's machines, the Fulcon also got a blue and yellow color scheme reminiscent of the Blue Falcon. Finally, my personal favorite of the Easter eggs is this game's announcer. Remember when I said he may sound familiar? Here's a little comparison to the announcer from that other racing game I mentioned.
You reached first place! Alright, first place!
That's right, the voice actor behind F-Zero GX's announcer returned for both Fast Racing Neo and Fast RMX, with a lot of his line deliveries in the same vein as his F-Zero role from over 14 years ago, and he sounds just as cool as ever. Judging from the tweet Shunen made about the casting, they seem to be just as happy as we were to have more of his dulcet tones back in our lives.
Legendary!
There's a lot to love about Fast RMX, and is a worthwhile recommendation to any Switch owner who enjoys futuristic racers, or for those looking for a literal change of pace in their racing games. I wouldn't say it could ever fill the void left by the absence of F-Zero, but I will say it can be a new source of fun times at the speed of sound. The $20 price tag doesn't hurt either. On top of the game being fun to play, it's also able to match its high-speed gameplay with equally impressive performance and visuals, a credit to the developers at Shunen, and I hope that RMX is far from the final lap for the Fast Racing series. And speaking of what the future holds, I hope you'll check out what I've got in store for next time, and thank you for watching.